Good evening, my friends. Welcome. A long time ago, longer now than it seems, there was a small bird flying south for the winter. As she flew south with her flock, unfortunately, they came across a very large thunderstorm, and the poor little bird was knocked out of the sky. As she tumbled over and over, she unfortunately struck her wing upon the branch of a tree, and she could no longer fly. Now, once she got down to the ground, she hopped on until she came to the great maple. She looked up at the maple tree and said, "Please, can I rest here, just for a little while?" The maple tree looked down at the little bird and said, "No, no, you'll mess up all of my beautiful leaves. No, hop on." The poor little bird continued hopping on till she came to the great oak. And once again she asked, "Please, can I rest here, just for a little while, just until my wing is better?" The great oak looked down at the little bird and said, "No, no, you'll mess up and eat all of my acorns. No, hop on." The saddened little bird continued hopping on throughout the forest, asking all the other trees if she could rest with them. They all said no. And then she heard a small voice. "You can rest with me if you like. My needles are sharp, but you can have as many berries as you want." Little bird turned around and she saw the juniper bush. And she was so excited to finally have some place to rest, she quickly jumped in the little bush and nestled down as best she could. Now there she stayed nice and warm up until winter came out. And about that time the north wind began to blow, and as it did, the poor little bird began to shiver. And just as she got even bitterly cold, longer branches wrapped around the juniper bush. The spruce tree wanted to help as well. Together all three stayed warm up until the very dead of winter, when the snow began to fall. And just as that first snow began to fall, long, soft needles wrapped around all three. The great pine wanted to help as well. And together, all four stayed safe and warm all winter long, and the next spring the little bird could join her flock once again. Now the great creator had seen all of this. He had seen the selfishness of all those trees, but had also seen the generosity of the juniper, the spruce, and the pine. And the great creator went to the north wind and told the great north wind that next season, "I give you permission to blow as hard as you like. You can knock all the leaves off those selfish trees if you want. But you have to promise to leave the juniper, the spruce, and the pine alone, and those like them, because of their generosity to that little bird." Now the north wind was excited. He'd never been let loose before, and so next season, he began to blow harder and faster than he ever had. And he stripped those selfish trees bare of their leaves, down to the sticks and the twigs. But he kept his promise, and he left the juniper, the spruce, and the pine, and those like them alone. And because they were so kind to that little bird, to this day, those plants are known as the evergreens. Thank you for listening, my friends. Have a wonderful day.